Hello, my name is Christopher.
And I'm Jennifer.
Welcome to Becoming Gonzalez. I don't know if you guys heard that, but my wife just tried to hide a cough. That's funny. So how you been doing, babe?
Been doing. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's been about 2 weeks since we've last recorded. Coming fresh off of Thanksgiving. And we had a great time. I had a great time. How about you?
I had a great time.
Yeah.
It was nice and
Nice and easy.
Yeah.
It was low key this year.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this year wasn't.
Stressful?
Yeah. I don't know if that's coming with our age or coming with learning how to enjoy simple things more and not try to go over the top, you know?
You mean you?
Me? You got jokes.
I got a few up my sleeve.
Mm-hmm. Comedy genius. Remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while, huh?
Yes.
You ever stop and think about how much we've been through in 5 years?
All the time.
We've been through a lot. Used to live over there in the projects on East Street.
We didn't live there, but
across the street from the project.
Across the street, yes.
Humble beginnings. I mean, we still live in an apartment, but man.
Next year we'll, Lord willing, live in a house.
It felt like yes, I am looking forward to a house. But it felt in the first 3 to 5 years, we spent the majority of our marriage in the hospital.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Every other 6 months to a year, we were at Vanderbilt for something.
Yeah. It's me, guys. It's me.
Hello, it's me again.
Yeah.
But that, I feel like in the 5 years with that kind of stuff happening to us, almost, I guess you would say, traumatic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And in anybody else's head, it would be labeled traumatic. Miscarriages, births of children, car wrecks, semi-truck wrecks.
What else is there?
All that type of stuff. I can't think. I think that's pretty much the majority of everything that happened to us. But anybody else is in the world is going to label those type of things as traumatic. And for that to happen multiple times in the span of basically 3 years, that can make or break a lot of people from a mental perspective and as well as physical. But it's been a journey and it's been fun. Specifically with you. Well, most of the time I wasn't really hurt, so I was just tagging along.
You're like, oh, here we go again. Oh, here we go again.
We spent a lot of nights.
Well, weren't we at the hospital one time for you?
When I got in a wreck. And then I think one time when I thought I broke something.
Yeah. So it's not always me. Majority of it is me.
Mm-hmm.
But, hey, you got me pregnant, okay?
Touche.
So.
When talking about that is actually what we're going to be covering today. Not pregnancy.
Talking about our baby girl.
But our baby girl, our big 2-year-old Aletheia Grace Gonzalez. And it's hard to imagine this much time's passed with her already, too.
Mm-hmm. She is a joy, a character, full of emotions. I guess you could say like her mother.
She's
a lot like me.
You know, every morning she wakes up, she's like those toys that you take and you wind it up on the side and you wind it and 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 then you just let it go and it goes. That's how she is every morning when she wakes up.
She wasn't like that this morning, though.
Most mornings.
She was under the weather this morning.
But that's what I'm saying. Breakfast time, she's getting wounded and wounded and wounded and wounded. Then,
what am I going to get into today?
Then as soon as breakfast is over, it's a wrap. She's everywhere. She's in the kitchen.
She
She's
had
on
her
the table. She's on the
vitamin
couches.
chocolate milk.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's bouncing off the walls.
She's in the bathroom. She's in the closets. She's looking for fly swatter. She's trying to kill
Praising
bugs.
Jesus.
She's jumping on the couch. She's singing at the top of her lungs. She is a tornado of awesomeness. I love her so much.
Yes.
She's a beautiful joy.
Well, we're going to start with at the beginning of 2021.
What happened at the beginning of 2021?
I'm finding out I was pregnant with her, and I also got to get an ultrasound that following week because I didn't know how far along I was.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I missed my period. And usually when I miss my period, that's the first thing that I really go to, unless if I'm just late. Sometimes it comes late, but
we definitely weren't trying to have any children.
No. Well, we kind of were. We kind of weren't.
No, we weren't. I think I got lackadaisical because up until that point, I kept being like, man, it's been a long time. We haven't had any more kids.
Yeah. Been 18 months.
Mm-hmm.
You were extra lovey-dovey during this pregnancy.
Me?
Yes, you. You was all over the place.
I guess that explains a lot because she was a girl.
Yeah. But we didn't know that yet. But
yeah.
You were.
I was worried the first trimester because of everything that happened. I wasn't sure you were going to be able to successfully carry another child. Backstory is because we had a miscarriage on the first child, then she got pregnant again, had Gianni, and then Aletheia is the third one. So it's like, rolled the dice the first time, you didn't get the result you wanted, rolled it again, you got a good result.
Gianni's a great result, okay?
This is true. And then you roll it a third time, and you're kind of worried because you don't know what side of the fence you're going to fall upon. And I was praying for the best, and I always was trying to have the best mindset and mind frame with looking towards the future and about what was going to happen.
Yeah. I wasn't that sick with her this pregnancy. I was a little bit, but not as much as I was with Gianni and baby Grace. I was all over the place with them.
Right.
Usually they say girls make you, when you're pregnant with a girl, they make you really sick. But that's just coming from a lot of other people.
Maybe because you are so alike. That's why you didn't get that sick.
Me and her came on good terms.
It's so funny because sometimes you're our best friends and then other times you get so upset with her. Like when we're trying to go to bed at night. And she said,
that's how you are with Gianni.
I want you. And she'll be like, Chris, take her. I'm done. Take her. Now. Leave me alone.
I love her to death, but some days I just need at least 5 minutes to myself. I can't even go to the bathroom by myself.
You don't get that luxury no more for the next 25 years. You already know that. She tried to go to the bathroom for her to be alone from me. That don't even work out. That's not happening. I got something to tell you, and I can't wait.
I guess the feelings mutual, because sometimes when you're in the bathroom, I come in there too.
Hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear.
Oh, Lord. I had my cerclage again with this pregnancy because they recommended it. And I was around 12 weeks, usually when they put it in. It's a quick hour procedure. You're awake.
Explain to us what a cerclage is.
A cerclage is where they sew your cervix. to keep the baby in as long as possible. And
Why do they have to do that?
Because my body likes to go into preterm labor.
Your uterus likes to open up prematurely?
Yes.
Okay. Just asking for clarity purposes.
For you or for everybody else?
For everyone, including myself.
Yes.
Were you nervous to get in a second cerclage? You had to get one with Gianni, correct?
Yes. I wasn't nervous. Like, I knew what was going to happen. I was praying that I was able to pee fast enough after the procedure so I could go home.
Right.
Because that's usually what takes the longest after the procedure, is to be able to pee on your own.
Mm-hmm.
And it took the longest for me with Gianni to actually be able to go to the bathroom after that procedure.
Why is this?
And I threw up, too.
Why does it take a long time to use the restroom after that surgery?
Because I think they put a catheter in during the procedure. It's an hour procedure, but the procedure itself is like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But what they have to like put a basically like an epidural thing in your back, make your body super numb, put oxygen on your nose, give you some sleepy medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to know the rest of the details, you can look that up because it's a little much for some. And then, yeah. But also trying to walk because of your body from your stomach to the tip of your toes. It's numb, and also trying to get your balance back from walking. And yeah. So I had that done. Got to go home within like 2 hours after the procedure. We didn't tell anyone on social media, like didn't post about it until after my surgery, just for clarification. Didn't want to spread the news, even though it was exciting news. Didn't want to spread the news until after.
Right.
Daddy?
Yes, sir.
The switch died.
Go plug it up.
Gianni was only 2 years old at the time when I found out, and he was happy that he was going to be a big brother. He was really happy. He was like, "What? You have a baby in your belly?"
He's pretty chill.
Yes.
All right. He has his moments, but for the most part.
Around springtime of 2021, we found out you were a girl.
Can I play on the
Let's talk about that.
Can I play on the Aletheia tablet?
So, we thought Aletheia was a boy, right?
No.
Or we thought Gianni was a girl.
Yeah, that was Gianni's pregnancy. We thought Gianni was a girl because we had a boy prior. And this pregnancy, I felt like it was a girl. I just didn't really want to say anything. A lot of people in the family thought it was a girl too.
On this one.
No, you didn't guess. You felt like it was a girl, but you didn't say it out loud. You only told me. You didn't tell everybody else. I think you just wanted to be surprised.
I kept saying all I was worried about was a healthy marriage.
A healthy pregnancy. I went into the ultrasound area. The lady told me, and I recorded it. And then my husband watched it afterwards. I got out of it and watched it afterwards, and I recorded him finding out, and that's how everybody else found out in the family, is watching that video because he said what it was. And
did I cry?
No, you had a big smile on your face. You didn't cry. I don't think you cried.
Super excited.
Yeah, you were excited because you have the best of both worlds. You have a boy and a girl. This pregnancy was very easy for me, I would say, more so than it was with Gianni. It wasn't as stressful. I was able to do a lot more, but also still have to be relaxing every once in a while. I didn't work because my doctor did not want me to because of me being high risk. My cravings, I had a few cravings. I've always wanted a Coke, like a Coca-Cola.
What about pickles?
I don't like pickles. I didn't like pickles with Aletheia, did I?
I don't know. I'm just messing with you.
Oh.
I love pickles.
I always had Mexican food. I like the Olive Garden salad. That's one thing that I did crave with her.
We haven't had Olive Garden since your birthday.
Oh, I know.
That was in August.
Yeah. And we're in December now.
Oh, guys, I got a mission. Y'all heard that? That was in her voice.
Oh my gosh.
Young men, you guys got to pick up on that. Women speaking Morse code. You got to and get them taps and stuff. Get them antennas ready. You're laughing, but you know I'm right. You're just never going to admit it. Y'all got a secret language.
If you say so. And
The whole point of me is to decode the message. What's the message today?
Oh, I know it. When he does his messages.
Ooh. It's a dance.
Gianni and you were great helpers during the pregnancy. He always helped me. He always liked to talk to her and whisper to her in my belly. He'd be like, I love you so much, Aletheia. I can't wait to meet you.
Yeah, he did. That's when we had the Papasan chair, and me and him would be in there chilling. And then one time, me and Gianni and Prince fell asleep in the Papasan chair. You remember that?
I guess so. I don't really remember.
You got a
that.
picture of that.
Oh, then yeah, I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
And just enjoying Gianni's last moments of being an only child was very, very bittersweet for me. I'm like, oh, I'm excited to bring Aletheia into the world, and then also, like, I enjoyed having Gianni by himself too.
So this would have been the time that I was working at West Coast Taco Shop, right?
Yes.
All right, Gianni, go learn how to deal with conflict.
I want the tablet.
She's using it right now, and when your thing is charged, you can turn it back on. We're recording, so either join us at the table or go to your room.
But you need to be quiet.
We're recording.
But I want Alethia's tablet.
We went on a date before we had the baby.
Well, what I was trying to say was, I was trying to say something.
Oh, what were you trying to say?
So this would have been the time that I was working at West Coast Taco Shop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm just trying to bring it back all to remember. So this is also the time during COVID.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of, sort of. It was after.
was
It was
during
after
COVID.
COVID, but they still had like a few restrictions.
Yeah.
Like with the hospital, for
Interesting
example.
part
We
of my
couldn't
life.
have family in the hospital, so that was when I had to give birth, that was the longest I had to be away from Gianni.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time.
I didn't like COVID, so I don't like to remember a lot, anything associated around that time frame.
Yeah, it
So
messed up a lot of things.
It didn't mess up a lot of... Well, yes, it did mess up a lot of things, but it revealed a lot of things, too. Mm-hmm. About the world, about people, about fear.
Yes, but on August 30th, we went to the hospital. I was having a lot of contractions and a lot of pressure on my cerclage. And when you feel a lot of pressure on your cerclage, you're supposed to go to the hospital because the baby's probably trying to come out.
Right.
And you don't want it to tear your
Right.
cervix.
They sewed the cervix shut.
Mm-hmm. So they had to cut it. like dilated, like 2-3
You think
centimeters.
about it like thread.
Mm-hmm.
Starting to try to open at the seams. Yeah, that's pretty painful. That's nasty.
Yeah, you know what I have to go through.
But this is why the woman be like, I hate you.
Well,
While they're pushing the baby out.
Well, I was very grateful.
This to me.
I was very grateful I got to be able to vaginally have Aletheia because I waited long enough to heal from my C-section with Gianni.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to learn and know about Gianni's birth story, he is a few episodes prior, so you can go back and listen to that.
Yep. You can tell your friends about it too.
Yes. We like to share our stories. So, so I had to stay there, had all my medicine. They kept me because I was obviously going into labor.
Mm-hmm.
And then August 31st came around in the late afternoon. Aletheia Grace Gonzalez was born. I got to push her out. I pushed for how long did you say? Like 5 minutes?
So let's talk about the setting.
The setting.
So it was during COVID, so me and you were the only ones allowed in the hospital.
I know. That's why. That's what I said.
Oh, okay.
It was nice though too because you wanted that to happen. Also.
Kind of, to an extent.
Yeah.
That was when Casey and Will and Odie, we were still all pretty cool and chill and close.
Yeah.
We're still cool, but back then we were close.
Uh-huh.
And I remember texting them. I woke up and I just remember it was time and I texted them. And I did the same thing with when Gianni was born.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember waking up and it was just, I was laying on that, at the hospital room we had was a bed was underneath the window. Remember that? It was attached and I was laying on there sleeping. The doctors would come in and check on you and it wouldn't be time, so I would go back to sleep. And then I'll wake up again and this went on for a while. And then they came in there and they didn't even wake me up. They just said it's time. And I just turned over. They wasn't going to wake me up at all. They weren't worried about, their job is not to worry about the dad at all. They're just worried about you.
And the baby.
And I got up and I remember I came around the corner. And then there was all those nurses in there. And there was that guy who was a nurse. And he had a lot of funny jokes and humor.
Mm-hmm.
And I was getting emotional.
He was a character. He was so funny.
Yeah, and I was getting super emotional.
Mm-hmm.
And I think all the girl nurses was feeling that, and they was starting to get emotional. It was like a good emotion, because when Aletheia came out, it was just something. So much pressure was lifted off my shoulders, and I was having a girl. It was my first girl, and there was a lot of pressure on my shoulders because of what had been happening in my life prior to this. So, of course, I was naturally worried, but the whole time I was trying to be strong, you know? And then as soon as I saw Aletheia and heard her say that cry, oh my gosh, my heart broke in two in the best way possible. It shattered into a million pieces, and every time I heard her voice, it just kept coming back together. And I was crying. I had no words coming out of my mouth or nothing. It was just straight tears of joy. That never happened to me before.
We have a lot of pictures.
Tears of joy. I was basically sobbing because I was so happy, but I wasn't making no sounds or nothing. I was just sitting there looking at her.
Mm-hmm.
And
then you were able to come
Yeah.
together, and then you finally said her name.
And all the ladies was like, "Oh, sir, you want to come over here and hold your daughter?"
It was too funny.
Yeah.
It hurt though. The ring of fire is no joke for you ladies out there.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll be forgetting how strong females are. And especially when you go through it together and you realize how strong your wife is.
Mm-hmm. Seeing your wife push out a human being is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And also having your support too. Like watching, like I was looking at Chris a few times when I was delivering both children. It was, you have a moment and then you go back to doing what you're supposed to do, pushing out a child.
Yeah.
But I think it took, 5 minutes to push her out? Because she was born early. She was born at 33 and a half
And I
weeks.
kept telling you to push in your ear.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You're like, you can do it. That's what
But
she
it
said,
was
too.
intense.
How red did I turn?
I wasn't worried about it. I was really whispering in your ear, and I knew you were pushing out the baby, and a part of me didn't want to look down.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just focused on, I was trying to just look at your ear. Trying to just look at your ear and be talking to you, basically feeling like it's like Michael Jordan giving Scottie Pippen a pep talk. Come on, man, you got this. Get in the game. You right there, man. Come on, we got this. And that was really serious and intense.
That's funny.
Man.
She had such a dramatic cry when she came
gosh.
out. Everyone was laughing at her because they were like, "Oh, honey, it's okay," because she had the
So sassy.
noise.
Sassy out the womb.
Yep. I finally had my first meal after 2 days of being in the hospital. I was so excited to eat.
You wanted a cheeseburger.
No, I didn't. I wanted Taco Mama.
And I walked down the street and went and got it for you.
Yes, you did.
Mm-hmm.
You were a great husband.
I'm a what?
Great husband.
You guys hear that? You better tap in. Lay the foundation, boys.
You're so funny. She had to be in the NICU. I was able to hold her for a little bit, but she had to be in the NICU for about less than a month. Or about a month.
Did we stay in the Ronald McDonald house?
No, because Gianni wasn't allowed to be there. So
We didn't talk about that one, about Gianni. So when you had Gianni, we got the pleasure of staying at the Ronald McDonald house in Nashville for
so
3 weeks.
Yeah, we got
That was cool.
Yeah, it was nice, and to be able to just walk across the street to go see my child whenever I wanted, because he was in the NICU. He didn't have a room by himself, but Aletheia, because of things were differently and she was progressing so well, she was able to get a room by herself, so I was able to stay in the room with her, and you got to go home to be with Gianni.
Yeah, you see, sometimes just thinking about all this stuff right now, telling myself I need to learn how to slow down.
Yeah.
Doesn't it feel like it was just yesterday that stuff happened? And we was worrying about so much stuff back then about how we was going to have money and all that stuff. How I was going to have a job. Do you remember back then I was going from job to job to job? I was working at a call center. I did a newspaper. I did a taco shop. I did a grocery store.
You did Amazon.
Oh, I tried to work in the Amazon factory. That was probably the worst thing I ever did. That was so bad for me.
Yeah.
In the whole time, and sometimes even now.
Worked the graveyard shift.
But sometimes even to now in the present, the only thing that I'm really, really focused and worried about is money. I need some, not like money as in I love the money, but I need some money. I need some money. I need some money. How am I going to get some money?
Yeah.
And when you really think about it, it's not that much money to have a roof over your head, buy a decent amount of food, and pay your bills.
Yeah.
What costs a lot is wanting to always buy more stuff, to be honest. Wow. My mind's just running right now. I'm in my Dave Ramsey right now. Because, Gianni's playing Bible stories?
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Did you let him?
No.
Are you telling on him? Oh. Do you have a problem?
No.
Okay. Want to come join us? We're recording the podcast.
We're almost done. We're talking about you, little girl.
No.
We're talking about the story of Aletheia Grace.
Which is you.
And we're glad that you're here, actually. We wanted you a part of this interview. So, can you tell me what is one of your favorite activities?
Do you like to color?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you.
I got another question for you. Can I ask you another question?
Yes.
Look at me. What's your favorite color? Say it out loud. What's your favorite color?
Little.
Yellow.
Yes.
Yellow. What is your favorite thing right now that you always ask to see?
I want the princess.
The what? You want the what?
Princess.
A Grinch dress.
You want a Grinch dress? Do you like the Grinch?
Yes.
You're so funny. Okay, tell me your favorite toy.
One toy.
Which one?
Baby doll.
Baby doll.
Is it baby doll?
It's my baby doll.
Okay. And do you know the Pledge of Allegiance already?
Yes.
You want to do it with me? I'll do it with you.
Baby.
Okay, cover our chest. Are you ready?
Yes. I played the meeting. The flag. I'm not just a girl.
Of America.
Into the republic. Into the republic. Say it loud. For which it
She'll say it. She'll say it. Keep saying it. Say it normal. Talk.
Don't whisper.
Come on, Grace. You can do it. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic. Say it out loud.
She's getting shy.
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Great job. Did you try your best?
Yes.
Good job. High five. All right. So your favorite color is yellow, right?
I played the little.
Your favorite toy is a baby doll, right?
Right.
Okay. What is... You ready for this one?
Yes.
What is your favorite food? You like to eat.
Right.
Just when
Chicken nugget.
Chicken nuggets. Okay.
Oh, that's
You
so
and your brother
funny.
love chicken nuggets. I would agree with that. So you like popcorn chicken from Publix?
Yes.
You like chicken nuggets from Chick-fil-A?
Yes.
You like chicken nuggets from Burger King?
Yes.
Okay. Anywhere else?
Yes.
Yes? What place?
Chicken nugget.
Oh, chicken nuggets. Buy chicken nuggets?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You have any questions for me?
High five. High five.
Can you have fries?
She likes hot fries.
Oh, you like hot fries. Is that correct?
The hot.
Mm-hmm. But they're good?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any more foods that you want to tell us about?
Yes.
Which ones?
Fruit.
You like fruit? What kind of fruit do you like, babe? What kind of food do you like?
Orange fruit.
Oranges? Me too.
I
So,
want orange, Mom.
In a second.
so getting back to what happened when you were born, Aletheia. After you were born,
Ow.
Mommy and Daddy had to be away from Gianni for a whole week. And that was the longest in his life up until that point. He was away from us, correct?
Mm-hmm.
He was with my parents,
He was with both of our
and then he went with your mom for a little bit and spent the night for a few days.
until we came home with her.
Right.
So the first half it was with your parents, and then you went home, and then you dropped him off at my mom's and
Oh,
John's.
yeah, I remember now.
And then he spent a few days with them, a few weeks actually, and then we came
High
home.
five.
You'll be getting emotional when I will be with him.
Yeah, he would be emotional too. He would be crying on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, Mommy.
We would do like video
FaceTime.
face video. Well, it's not called FaceTime
It's
on
called
Android,
Duo.
but
It's called Duo.
yeah, you know what I mean. And it was a good moment. It was a very good moment.
Mm-hmm.
Getting a little off track. So, after she was born on August 31st, but we stayed at the hospital for almost 3 more weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So we were there August 31st was when she was born. Jennifer had been there a few days before the 31st. And then we didn't leave the hospital till September 14th, correct?
Yes, with her.
With Aletheia.
She got to go home that evening on September 14th.
Right. And we did the, what do you call that? Like the parade. We went,
Yeah.
toured her around town. Remember the first place we went to eat was Panera Bread? What was one of the first outings?
That's the first place we took her when we got home.
Mm-hmm.
Which was Panera Bread. But,
Where? Okay, never mind. We lived in our apartment.
yes. When we surprised everyone, because we didn't tell anybody that we were bringing her home. We didn't tell everyone that we were bringing her home.
Okay.
And we were on our way home because I told my mom I wanted to see Gianni. And they were like, oh, does she have to stay there for a couple more days? And I didn't answer the question, but I went around it. And my mom met us at a gas station to drop off Gianni. And I was like, we have a surprise for you. It's in the car.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, you have Aletheia! And she was so excited.
She was crying.
Yeah, she was crying. She got to see her first her granddaughter.
Right.
And she got to see her, like, we didn't take her out of the car seat yet. But Gianni got to meet her for the first time, and that was very nice.
How did he pronounce her name?
Oh, Aletheia. That's how he said. That's how he said. He said, hi, Aletheia.
He was 2 years old.
Yes.
And now, fast forward to now, Gianni's 4 and Aletheia is 2 years old.
Mm-hmm. Don't get any ideas.
What do you mean? Oh, about having children every 2 years?
Yeah. Well, we were having another baby, but he's with the good Lord.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It's funny because I have actually been mentioning that kind of stuff to Jennifer. Well, they're 2 years apart. Now's the time. Have a third.
Unless otherwise, I am not trying right now.
I'm not trying to have any more children, but sometimes when you just, like I said earlier, slow down and you be enjoying it with your child, and then you look at the memories and you be like, man, I could go for another round of that. It's hard, but it's super rewarding.
You're not home all the time like I am. I stay home 24/7.
But I am. Would you not say that I am around you and the children more than the average 40-hour plus a week man working his job?
Look.
Yeah.
Look.
Well, that's a positive.
Look, Dad.
Yes.
Look.
It's more of a possibility for me to get pregnant again as well.
Yeah, that's a little TMI. But
It's okay.
I think I really, really enjoyed the line of work that I do, as far as I am more or less, I can work whenever I want to, but that also means if I don't want to work, I don't work. So that puts a little bit of a caveat, or a little bit of a different type of pressure on me than the normal person who is expected to show up at their job at X, Y, Z at this time on this date with this schedule.
Yeah.
And so I personally love it. I know for a long time I was very hesitant about joining that type of work, basically gig working, because I didn't think you could pay your bills and survive off of that type of thing. But I've noticed that I strive to do a little bit more above and beyond. That's why I didn't like working a 9 to 5. The 9 to 5 companies really don't want you to strive for above and beyond. They really just want you to strive for what they interpret as their above and beyond. But it's not really on a personal level. And for me, I couldn't stand the restraints of that kind of thing. Like when I worked in a restaurant, they're like, oh, you're a good worker and a good quote unquote is leader by example, but we don't want all that. We just want you to just do your job and go home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And for me, that ate me up on the inside.
Yeah.
And so now that I work at my own pace is Mamba mode. I'm like a gazelle. I work hard, I work fast, and I enjoy my work.
Yep.
I really like my work, and I do gig working full time up until this is the first year that I've done this. I've done it for almost a whole year now. And my dad kept telling me, you should try it out, Chris. You can make this amount of money a week. And it was
I thought
by
you were doing
math.
it before him.
I never did it full time.
Oh.
I always did it just on the part time and like a supplement to working. He said you should just go all in and do like multiple gig services and just try to do it full time. And I was always reluctant. But in the last year, I've been doing all that since I left my job, I think in April. So it's been almost 9 months or more. Close to 9 months. 10 months. Of doing this gig work, entrepreneurship to a certain extent. And you have to be really self-motivated. But by a numbers perspective, I've made 25% more money this year than I've ever made.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to work in Nashville, and I was still not making this type of money. And I just work at home, or not work at home. I work in my city that I live in. I was grown and raised here, so I know the roads, and I just drive all day and help people.
Yeah.
And it's satisfying. It's nice when you know you're getting paid by a real person, not just getting paid by some organization.
Mm-hmm.
To extent, I mean, that's the way I choose to look at it, because people can still say, well, you are working for an organization, which I understand that, but you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so, sorry to get off on a tirade, but in retrospect, tying this back to Thanksgiving, I'm just thankful.
Yep.
I'll be really moving too fast. Thanks sitting down and recording these podcasts with you and actually getting on the same mental wavelength and being able to just discuss, I feel like it's really good for us in our marriage, and it also be making me put things in perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm really thankful for you.
I'm thankful for you too, babe, and our beautiful children.
And I'm thankful for our children. I'm thankful for the Lord. Thankful for everything that He's done for me and that He's going to keep doing for me. And I would hope that people would be a little refreshed and renewed from hearing this episode this week. And if you like what you hear, subscribe to our channel.
And share it with your family and friends.
Exactly. Share it with your friends and family. And we will be back with you guys next week for another episode of Becoming Gonzalez.
God bless you.